All right, today's movie is Catch Your Mind from 2008. Is this the best movie ever made about robotics competitions and how they can turn your life around? Maybe. Theme song.
Calhoun's Reviews! Calhoun's Reviews!
All right, as always, if you want to watch the movie, check the links in the description below for where you can find it. So I'm always looking for new places to find movies. And I saw that Plex, for a couple of years, they've been having streaming channels, and I saw that they had added a new one called Galaxy TV. And it sounded like it was all about sci-fi. So I turned it on, and this movie, Catch Your Mind, was on there. Why? What does it have to do with science fiction? I mean, maybe the robotics competition? I don't know. Anyway, this movie is amazing because the people that made it clearly, they're technically competent. The direction, the camera angles, the photography, all that stuff is fine. But the storyline is a mess. Clearly, nobody told them the basics of a 3-act structure. Or said that, hey, once you introduce things, you should follow up and not just drop them. So, for example, one of the main characters doesn't show up until 40 minutes in. And this is only a 90-minute movie. Another example is there is a scene where we find out the little brother is having trouble in school, and we get this interminable assignment he did that just goes on and on and on.
He saw a cheetah. He thinks that he can be a cheetah. He runs fast like a cheetah for a few miles. After a run, thinks that's too much for him.
And then we never hear about the little brother again. Another sign of just how incompetently made this movie is, the poster. There's a girl and 2 guys on there. The girl is the character that doesn't show up until 40 minutes in. The one guy is the main character. The other guy, 2 scenes. Yes, 2 scenes. Why does he get to be on the poster? I don't know. I will say that guy is the most amazing actor.
Would you be able to help me design a project?
Sure. I can design it very well. But the problem is, I need to test it out on someone. And I prefer you be that someone.
Excuse me?
I mean, I'm ready to program your sensor. It picks exactly the right target, regardless of the location. You ready to see that baby in action? Hey, relax. What's wrong with you, buddy? This is between me and her. Do you know how popular I am? I'm untouchable at this school. Can't your sensor read that?
I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I was hoping he was in more, and he's not in. His 2 scenes aren't until at least an hour into it. So, enough talking about how amazing it is because it's so bad. What's it about? Well, Bruce, he's a kid with a Justin Bieber haircut, and that automatically dates it to let you know about when it was made. And he is getting his first after-school job. They say he's in the 9th grade. And the girl he works with there, she's a little older. She's a junior or senior. Her boyfriend and his friends lead him on a bad path. But the entire time, I was like, what is this going? Is this about the kid going down the wrong path? At first, I wasn't sure because the bad kids, they do bad things like they order pizza, and when he can't pay, they pay for it.
Thanks.
It's like $5 each.
It's for me, Matt.
This is gonna be for me and Bruce.
Eventually, they do some bad things.
I'll go get Matt. You guys meet me in half an hour at the Eels Bar. Make sure everybody acts 21, all right?
But they're not anything that bad. They do like something bad once. Okay, the little brother. We find out that he's really doing upset that the older brother, Bruce, isn't paying attention to him. Is it about that? No, like I said, that kid just disappears. Is it about the mom? Is it about the family? Because we hear on the phone a few times she's talking to the husband who has to work. Oh, he's like, oh, I got transferred to Japan.
I just heard that my company is merging with a Japanese investment firm. They want me to work an overseas assignment.
What?
I want us to relocate to Japan for a year.
How is that possible, Steve? With the boy's education and my job? How are we going to make that work?
And then eventually there's a divorce. So you think, it's about how bad divorce is and that stuff. No, it's not about that either. Because, in fact, we hear about the divorce. We never see the dad, but we see the mom on the phone. And that's it. We don't even see Bruce or the other kid have any sort of reaction to the fact their parents are divorced. Is it a religious movie? So I thought that's what this was, because the bad things the bad kids do are so mild. I was like, okay, this is some religious movie, and they're very milquetoast. They don't want to have any real bad things going on. No, not really. There's even one scene where the mom is yelling at Bruce, and she's like, "You've shattered my faith in you." And I'm like, faith, there we go.
They just dropped me off at home. That's all, Mom.
Oh, so you're telling lies too? Good, very good.
I'm not lying.
Then what do you think you're doing? You are killing my faith again and again. This is not you, Bruce.
Nope. Then there's another scene when the girl, who again doesn't show up until 40 minutes in.
I have some things for you to look at over there on the couch. And I think you should check them out. And I'll come back later.
I'm like, there we go. The book. It's going to be the Bible. You can't trick me. No, it's not. So, the Bruce goes down a wrong path. And then the girl shows up. Apparently, this girl, they've been friends since childhood. Now, you'd think if it was a competently made movie, they would introduce her earlier. They would at least mention her. No, the first time we see her, it is her running in slow motion. And then we find out later that it is a high school girl. So thanks a lot for making me objectify this high school girl movie. Then she's in a robotics club, so Bruce gets involved too. And another amazing scene, we get this multi-minute scene of a teacher who we've never seen before, giving this sort of mini lecture about how awesome the robotics club is. And just another thing that shows how the movie, I didn't know what it was about, because throughout the movie, the mom is having issues dealing with work and life balance. At one point, she is stuck at work and can't pick up the younger brother.
Jordan. Oh. I hate you.
I was coming from my New Jersey office and there was an accident on the turnpike and...
So you're thinking, it's all about learning to be a family, right? Well, like I said, the movie starts at the robotics competition and the rest of it's a flashback. Well, the movie starts with the mom driving through up to the school.
Man, speeding violation.
Leave the ticket on the windshield, officer.
You have a parking violation too.
And that one too.
So she's late for the robotics competition. So clearly she hasn't learned anything. Then you think, okay, we're at the robotics competition. It's over. No, it keeps going on after that. You're like, what about the bad kids? Gone, disappeared, never mentioned again. In a montage, we see him turning his life around, doing better at school, getting new friends that would never get named, never get a scene. They appear in a montage. But you know how we can tell he's turned his life around? He's wearing glasses. You know he's smart if he's wearing glasses. So, I give him credit for getting the movie made. It certainly had me on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what this was about. So, I'm giving it 6 thumbs up. Robots will save you. Jobs are bad influences. Put on some glasses.